Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Technical analysis for stocks, cryptos, and ETFs. Anything you want, send me an email. I'll mark up some charts for you. You do the fundamental analysis. I'll help you with the timing, getting in and out. Got a I got what, 12 stocks here I want to look at. These are all technical setups. These aren't investment grade setups or anything like that. These aren't core holdings by any means. These are little lottery tickets. That's how I look at them. Got about a dozen here. They're all off the TSX. They're all Canadian. I think they're pretty much all off the TSX Venture. A couple of them might not be, but they're all either in the mining, precious metals, mining, explorers, producers, whatnot. I think a couple of them, one of them might be a small energy company. Anyway, let's take a look. Once again, these are all technical setups. I haven't looked at the fundamentals for stuff like this. I don't care about the fundamentals. These kind of setups, they're all technical base. There's a dozen or so here. I'll wait a bit, see which ones play out, and put some money in them. But these ones look like they're setting up nicely. Some in the next weeks or months, it looks like there's chances to get in. Anyway, the first one here is AFM. There's what it does, non-energy materials. I don't know much else about it, but we've got this base going back from 2011. Broke out here in 2021. And it's been consolidating. All right, just so you know, we're on weekly charts here, so every candle's a week. I will go back to the daily at times just to show the 200. When we're on the daily, the purple line is our 200, so it's a 200 daily moving average, which I always want on the bottom side. And to recap, my white is my 34 moving average. So when we're on the weekly, it's a 34 weekly, and I always want that underneath too. These two things on the day, purple, the week, white, I always want them underneath and coming up. It's the first bit of technical analysis I look at is those two moving averages. They're not what I rely on. They're not the ball game, but they're my first qualifier. This one here also, look at the volume coming up here. See, the volume was kind of dead through here, picking up again. So what do you want to see? I want to see a weekly close above this red line. I'll make it purple for you. All right, get above there, close above there, and I will be a buyer. For your stop loss, if you want to play it tight, you can be right here, plus or minus a couple of percent. And if you've got a little more stomach for it and you're willing to take a little more volatility, right there. Don't let anything definitely get below this green line here at 86 cents. There is, if we go to the daily, the reason I don't want to get under there is because this green line again, there's a big gap down here. If we get below that, that gap will fill. We'll probably come back and retest this line. You won't want to hold through that. The setup does indicate much higher moves, but once again, you don't want to hold through. You don't want to be going down. So I would put a stop loss on it. You can always get back in. But if it does breach north of this red line here and this candle here, that's your in opportunity. The next one, MX. I did a video on this. You can go back and look at it. This one is kind of amazing. Cup and handle or an inverted head and shoulder. Either way, it's signaling a massive move. To about here. Will it happen overnight? No. This took almost 18 years to play out. This might take half of that. But from 4 to 150. Sounds crazy, but crazier things have happened. Anyway, so you can go back and look at the video on that one. Your in is this green line. Anytime you get above it, purple line is your stop loss right there. Next one is FNC, non-energy materials, same kind of thing. Once again, weekly chart. Here's your peak, $3 back in 08. It's done nothing but fall, and we are breaking out. The bottom is in. This trend now seems to be upward. Close outside of here. Where would I want to buy? Make a new high in this area here. See here? Right there. Get above there. you've got a buy opportunity. It might come up and retest. It might retest this green line here. You're out. Where you want to put your stop loss? This bottom line right here. That bottom candle, if it makes a lower one, it's going lower. Hopefully this green will hold this trend, but you can see it's broken before. So anyway, get above here, step in, get above here, step out. Next one, FT, which is Fortune Minerals. Same kind of setup. It was way up here in 04. This is your downtrend. They say, falling knife. That's your falling knife. And we've broken out. We've gone sideways. We are now out of it. The trend is not down anymore. This channel it's in is white. Got a couple touches here, a couple touches here. Indicates it should come back up here at some point. I don't know if someday it'll get back up there, depending. It could. Sorry, I shouldn't say it should. It could. But I think it is going to play around in this channel. Where you want to buy, you can buy anywhere above this green line. I'm going to do today. Yeah, see, it shot up, came down, retested. Bit of a weird one just because today was such a green day for the metals and the miners. But this might be the retest complete. I would wait till the end of this week and see if this candle closes green. If it does, you can buy in. Where do you want to put your stop loss? Or where would I put my stop loss? Probably right here. Maybe if bigger conviction, you can drop it down here. Just because it might come up and retest this. That's a long downtrend. It might have to come back and retest that. If your stop loss is too high, like here, you'll miss that, you'll get stopped out. So knowing that may happen, I might not put a stop loss on it. I might just let it ride. Take my chances and know if it breaches this white line amount. Once again, they're lottery tickets. Some are going to hit, some are not. But the ones that hit, pay for all the ones that don't plus. You get a dozen of these. 8 of them are going to do well if the technical analysis is right. 4 of them aren't. Your stop losses on the 4 that come out keep you from losing a lot. And then the ones that win big. So always good to have, I shouldn't say that. I like to have a trading account that's all based on technical analysis, just playing these lottery tickets. And the account does amazing. It does great. It's stressful and you got to watch it a bit. And it's not set it and forget it kind of stuff. However, it with good technical analysis and picking the right setups, definitely outperform a long-term blue chip portfolio. Anyway, wait for the week. See if it does stay above here. If it does, grab some. Maybe. I might go from 16 up to here. It won't go in a straight line straight up. It'll curve its way up. And if it doesn't get out, it's that simple. HCH, what do they do? Non-energy minerals. So same kind of thing. This isn't as long of a chart, but look, you've just got this huge base from here to here, breaks out. Now it came back in. I don't like that, but now it's out again and retest. So we want to see it stay above here. Buy point, I would say just make a new high. Out point, easy. Put it right down here if low risk. If you're really worried, maybe get closer in here. Right? The closer you get to these very volatile penny stocks and venture stocks and explosive stuff, they're very dynamic in both directions, so I don't like putting stop losses too close to the obvious place because the algos that are trading it will get you stopped out, then they'll buy your position back in and ride it up. So I'm quite willing to, buy here and hold till here if I have to, knowing that some of these are going to lose. When we know that not all of these technical setups are going to be complete bangers and winners, but we do know that some of them are. If you've got your sector right and you've got your TA right, then the losses get paid for by the winners. The other way to play this, if you're for a stop loss, if you're even more risk averse, less risk averse, more risk averse, if you want to take less risk, right here on this previous high, whatever it is here, so you could easily make that your stop loss. If it breaches that, you're out. You can always buy back in, just means you have to keep an eye on it. This one, Highland Copper, HI, non-energy materials. Got a theme going on here. Same thing, downtrend. It's been over actually for a bit, but I'm just following this bump out. Look at this channel, your white channel. You got touches here, here, and here, here, and here. Sideways, you've kind of got a bottoming pattern here. It's pretty ugly. I'm not calling that an inverse head and shoulder. I'm just calling that a bottoming pattern, so there's no measured move off it in my mind. But you can always get back to where you started, and this channel is the way out. So if it were to make it back up to here, looks like it'd take till 2034, but you're buying a 16-cent stock that you're going to sell at 16, so that's, over an annualized rate of return, that's pretty good. And you can always get out later, take your money when you've doubled or tripled, or if it does. Same with this one. I just want to see this one close. Same with the last one. I just want to see this one close above this green line this week. Take a shot at it. The white line's my out. You breach the white line. See here where it does breach. It's not the body of the candle that's outside. It's the wick. So as soon as it got down here, buyers came in and bought it right back up. So if I had a weekly close with the body outside of here, that'd be my out. That's it. And then chances are it's going up. HWX, Energy and Minerals, like another exploration company. Look at this, same kind of beautiful setup. You've got the top, big rounding bottom. Now we're consolidating here. This wants to go up. They all want to go up, but this one wants it more. Where do you get in? Right above here. Make a new high. Get in, weekly close above there. You're in. Stop loss. You can either make it, the green line, the low risk line, or you could come down to here, bottom of here, that little bottom there. If you got the diamond hands, as they say, you're super strong, you're willing to ride out anything, you can come right down to here. Definitely nothing below this. Sorry, let me get rid of that for you. Nothing below this green line. That would be trouble. Yeah, because it looks like we have a little gap right down here. If it broke that, I would assume it's coming down to fill that gap. Hopefully it's a runaway gap, which means we're running away from it and we don't have to think about it. Anyway, that's a nice bottoming pattern. Where's it going? It's going up. Where to? There's no measure moved on it, but it's going up. It wants to go up. Now, will it do it tonight or tomorrow? No, but over time, watch what the commodities are doing, watch what hard assets are doing. This is where you want to be. KEL, Energy and Minerals, same kind of thing. There's your downtrend, your falling knife, you're out of it, sideways consolidation, now's the break up. This one, I don't know where I'd get in right now. Part of me thinks I want to see a retest down to here. I don't know if I want to wait to get above. I do know for sure, though, that my out stop loss would be there or this green line, but you can see coming out of the green line has happened many a time. So that's not a solid trend. That's, how would you put it, a maybe trend. That's a trend without the commitment. How about that? Anyway, keep an eye on this one. I think it's going to do well. I think it can easily get back up to the $15 mark, probably sooner than the other ones, because I got a funny feeling this thing has earnings. Yeah, strong buy. Anyway, I don't want to. Let's just take a quick look. Earnings. Yeah, so they actually make money. So don't expect this one to act like a penny stock, which they're just rocket ships in each direction. This will be a little more slow, deliberate, and laborious, but it's got all the strength and the setup to it that it needs. It's almost a bottoming pattern there too, right? An inverted head and shoulder. So this is a good one. Put it in. As for your get-in point, wait for the end of the week. If it doesn't come back down here, if it stays consolidating here, you're fine. MAI, non-energy minerals. Look at this one. This is amazing. There's a massive cup. There's your handle. Going back over 20 years. The measured move on that, we're at 583 now. Believe it or not, it's $87. Will it be there next year? No, it's going to take a lot of time. But if this indicates our trajectory, then you could be looking at that by, in the next 6 years, going from $5 to $86. Just following that. This is another one I'll definitely be getting in on at some point. I'm just waiting to see what this does. Once again, on the daily here today was supposed, it was a good day for the metals. It wasn't a great day for this guy, so I want to see a little more strength out of him. But once it does get up and you get a weekly close above this red line and we flip it to green, go for it. That's where I will be. And once again, this one, it's just a massive setup. MSV, Minco Silver Corp, 47-cent stock. So it's basically somebody owns some ground with a pile of dirt with some stuff in the ground. They're not pulling anything out. They're not making any money. There's nothing going on here other than dirt and minerals below it. But at one point it was worth $7. We're down to 47 cents. Here's your downtrend. All right, there's your falling knife. We're outside of it. Got this consolidation flag going on here, which looks to me like it wants to break upward. I want to see this guy on a weekly. Let's go over the daily for a second. You can see this better. I want to get above this guy. And above right there. So that's where I'm buying. A weekly close above that. And stop loss. Probably this green guy here plus a couple percent. Because actually, yeah, I got a bit of a gap here. So if it does come down, it'll probably, oh yeah, look at this. Didn't see these before. There and there. So if this guy breaches this green line, chances are it's coming down to here, in which case that might be a good place to buy. But once again, there's just time you're giving up here waiting for this to turn around. Opportunity cost. So wait for it to break that purple, and then once again, it's just, once it breaks the purple, it gets above this red, it's just kind of going to do this whole U thing right back to where it came from. There it is up there at $7. In a day, in a week, in a month, in a year? No, but over a couple years, you look at it one day and you realize you're up 100%, sell a little bit, raise some capital, let the rest ride for a little bit, and there's just money to be made there. Next one is QEC, Energy Minerals. Again, same thing. There's your downtrend. Downtrend looks like it's over because we're outside of it. What happens if I do this? It's still above it. If I just seeing if I copy that rail. We've got a lot of stuff going on here, breaking out of this trend. So I'm just seeing if there's another way I can confirm that trend. But same thing. It looks like it's done falling. You got your double bottom there. There's the other bottom, bottom, double bottom. Same thing as the other ones. I want to see it get above. Let me make that purple for you like the other ones. Stay consistent. Get above there. Green line would be my out. Weekly close below there. I still think it might come back. There's a retest here, but this might have to retest back to here, which would sort of line up with somewhere in here between this bottom here on the green line all the way up to these bottoms here. Somewhere in there it might retest. But after that, you can get in. If it doesn't retest, breaks the red line, gets above that, go on in. I will. And once again, same kind of thing. If the green line is our long-term trajectory out, somewhere down the road, you're back up there at $6, 26. Would you want to hold it for the full 10 years? I don't know. This company will probably get bought and sold. The way these little companies do, they realize they've got something, a bigger miner in the area who's already got equipment and taking stuff out of the ground in the area decides to take them over and buy them out. So you probably won't be holding QEC for the whole 10 years, but the assets it holds you will. And yes, I'm a big believer in the commodities and the hard assets right now. I truly think this is where the money's to be made for the next 10 years. The same with energy. I don't care what's going on in the Middle East right now and they can have all the deal they want. I think energy is going to be a flyer the next 10 years, and now's a good time to get things while they're cheap, especially if this Iran-U.S. war thing, they get some kind of agreement to open up the straits. That'll cause oil to fall, and once it bottoms, finds a bottom and lays there for a bit, that's when I will be jumping in heavy into energy, because it's not going to stay there, I don't think. And this is it looked like it was gonna energy looked like it was gonna take off for the next decade or so, even before the war started. So that momentum was already there. That paradigm shift to the sector shift into energy. So keep your eye on some energy stuff, and if you find one you like, send me a ticker and I'll mark it up for you and let you know where you should be looking to get in it. Next one, ROK. What are they? Energy materials. Same thing. Big downtrend. Downtrend's over. We're on the other side of it. Got this white channel here. And broke out here. Broke out here. Hopefully it can. The integrity of this channel can hold, and we can just follow it out. At one point, this was $39 stock, 30 cents. You can see what I'm trying to get at here. You want to buy things when they're down here cheap, right? You know where they once were worth, and now that when they were in cycle, they became out of cycle. Now they're going back in cycle again. So I don't know. It just kind of looks to me like there's no more down to be had for these. This one is SOMA, SOMA, SOMA Gold. Oh, this one's interesting. Down, 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 big breakout, huge breakout, and now we're coming back and retesting in a perfect spot. We've got this support. Not perfect, because we get out of it, we're not off the tip of it, but it does look like we have enough interactions for something. Oh, email coming in. There's your downward trend support, upward trend support, downward trend support, right into the armpit of it, both of them. This one you can sort of, anywhere above here you can get in, so there is an in point. I'll probably wait till the end of the week and see what gold does this week. And my out, very simply, would just be this green trend line. Out of it for too long and I'm out. I do think it could retest down to here, this downward trend line, the support trend line that it's on. Back tests and retests are quite common, so for it to come down to here, just a buying opportunity. Breaking here would be bad. All right, we want to bounce off it. Show you how well I draw. We want to come down, bounce off, go up, probably bounce back here, and then start back up. That's amazing. That's art. Fuck. So yeah, that's I'm just keeping an eye on that one. Might be a little sooner. Get up here back to 847 if it wants. Might be a little sooner depending on how this bounce goes, if there is a bounce. And the last one, TMQ, Trilogy Metals. Same kind of things as one of the ones up here. Huge base. Just went nowhere for 15 years. Broke out. Retesting. See the big white circle here? That's that gap filled. If this were, keep an eye on that. If we were to get a close below here, probably going to close that gap. Put you on the daily. Gap closes at 338. If we break 435 or so, that's going to go down to there. However, back to our weekly chart, if the commodity itself, the underlying commodity, picks up and buyers start stepping back in, like look at the volume down here, like they have, somebody's got their eye on this, then this is come out, retest, and go. And if that happens, the retest, the go, you want in on this, because there's just a first stop will be here at $15, and then once you break that, there's nothing but open skies ahead of it. Where to get in? Once again, I want to get out of here and possibly retest. If it doesn't retest, I want it above that. All right. My out would definitely be the green to the purple, somewhere in there. I don't want to hold it to fill the gap. Right, I don't. It's just a bunch of time I have to lose holding it through that swing through the gap, and then it's got to get out past this red line again. Retest, go. It's going to bounce off this again, green. It's no support right now, but it'll be resistant. So there's just, I don't want that to happen. So I want to see it go up. I want to see the momentum go up. The other thing I'm not liking right now, and this one is a week or two away, we're below my 34 weekly average. And on the daily, yeah, we're below the 200 now. So this one has a little more work to do, not a lot. You can see they're coming together here. What's my momentum indicator telling me? Yeah, momentum's coming back in the right direction. On the weekly, get up here. This might be a pivot on the monthly. And the daily's back up in the positive momentum. So yeah, given the weekly's telling me to wait a couple of weeks, get your momentum back above zero. So yeah, wait and see what this one does. But if it does get up here, then once again, it's just got open skies in front of it, and that volume tells me that I'm not the only one looking at this. I'm not the only one aware of this. The big buyers are out there. The institutions, the banks are looking at it. So anyway, there you have it. There's a bunch for you to put on your watch list. Keep an eye on. You want me to look at them again? Send me an email. The contact info's down below. Anything else I can look up for you, look at for you, mark up for you? Send me an email. Happy to do it. Stocks, crypto, funds. Once again, you figure out what companies you want to buy. I'll help you with the timing. All right. Have a good one. See ya.